With this awareness, we'll move immediately to a next question.
Today's date, October 31st, 2019, a next question from Callista. Many are concerned about the polluted air, water, and soil on our planet. It seems as though we will need help to clean it all up quickly. Can awareness explain how this can be fixed?
The answer in one way is quite short. To use the exotic technologies already available to humanity, but that have been hidden away from humanity, that are denied humanity, that in a way the technology that the governments really have, especially the American government and the Russian and Chinese governments, as well as UK and other major Western countries, but these three in particular, is very advanced and based on extraterrestrial technology. There is technology, for example, that can break down plastic to make it biodegradable, to create from this island of plastic in the oceans of the world, especially the Pacific Ocean, a mass of biodegradable materials that could feed the fish in those oceans, that will remove the threat completely and totally. And this in a relatively short period of time. But this is not what stands at this time, and this advanced technology that comes from the secret space program, the Space Force that Donald Trump has said he will establish, that this is not that which is being released to humanity at that time, at this time in particular, but that it will be eventually released. So why is it then, if those who are behind the climate change fiasco know this, for they do know of such technology, are they still pursuing a line of action and reaction that is causing at this time such upheaval, such reversals of policies, climatic change policies of different governments than ever has been the case before? Why do they not speak of technologies that will deal with the situation, that will deal with the real situation? Why are they being, of course, the dark hatters, the deep state, the cabal, the ones who have power and control yet? Why are they pursuing a course of action that is causing great upheaval in humanity? It is partially because it is to their advantage to keep humanity in a place of fear and confusion, a place of extreme angst, especially amongst the young ones, the youth. Do not think for one moment the one known as Greta Thunberg is not a pawn to ones who have an agenda, to ones who would maintain fear and anxiety and stress in the young people, pushing them towards the actions and reactions that are being seen now every night, every day in your news, of actions where there is protest, of actions where there is reaction to the actions of the governments. In Canada, it is so that there is a lawsuit by 15 young people of the government for taking their futures away. Of course, this is an absurdity in that their futures are yet to be lived. They have many futures ahead for them to choose. But that which is now being presented by these extreme ones, these controlled ones, is to give forth the impression that there is a way of blackmailing governments now to take action now, to do things now, to take the carbon out of the air now. when this is not truthful. And it is certainly not the truth that the whole problem for climate change is the problem of carbon buildup in the atmosphere and on the planet itself. You must remember who is behind this movement, this environmentalist movement, who is truly behind it. It is not Greta Thunberg, and it is not those young children and youth that are being manipulated and pushed into these positions, having their natural rebelliousness and their natural concern for humanity and for the planet itself as that which is being weaponized against humanity, against governments at this time. That ones such as Greta Thunberg, who are being elevated to that level of sainthood, of the guru of the youth, who is speaking the truth, is being used in this by ones who have no principles or morals, who have a hidden agenda. That ones such as Bill and Melinda Gates are very much part of that which is supporting Greta. The one known as the singer for U2, Bono is his name. He too is involved in the backing groups. But the one that is most involved indirectly, always indirectly, is the one known as George Soros. And that much of the funding of this organization is coming from Soros's group. This you can research if you wish. But the point of this is that this awareness is indeed saying that this is all being manipulated to create great fear and anxiety, to round up the youth and to mind control them without their ever realizing they are being controlled, that they are being programmed, that they are being manipulated by ones who have the agenda to create a force that they will be able to use to their own purpose. That ultimately the extreme outcome that they are looking for is the eradication of many billions of human beings. And that this could be achieved eventually by creating such a force of workers, of soldiers, of ones who are mind-controlled, to think that the only way to save the planet is to sacrifice many humans who are like parasites upon the surface of the planet. It is true that humanity has a way to go yet to remember its true role on the planet as the guardians of Mother Earth. In some ways, their actions may seem very parasitic at this time, because there is absolutely no connection any longer with the majority of humans to their own planet. And many can be manipulated to think that they themselves, the human parasites, are the problem, when there are other factors that are actually happening now that are more responsible for climate stress and change at this time than the buildup of carbon in the air. For example, the dwarf star and the planet Nibiru are having great effect on the sun, and this is having great effect and impact on Mother Earth at this time. That Mother Earth is herself going through a shift in consciousness and in frequencies. And this also creates situations of stress in the planet, quite literally in the planet, causing earthquakes, causing weather events, causing volcanic eruptions, etc. This is all that which is being given as being caused by carbon buildup, and this is not the truth. But if the truth is veiled, and then those who present it are put into positions where they are seen as gurus and saints and heroes, and that the youth have a natural predisposition towards a socialistic attitude of helping other humans, helping the planet, being of good heart and good faith, as the youth have, then it is easy to see why it is so that those in power and control, those who are designated deep state, would be controlling the youth, weaponizing the youth, creating great anxiety and even terror around the future for the young because of the irresponsibility of governments worldwide, and how not to jump onto the environmental platform is that which is almost suicidal now to governments around the world, for they are now frightened of the youth and the power they have and the control and manipulation that is occurring because they are standing up, because they are protesting against the governments, and this not always in silent protest. And that these governments are being strong-armed, if you will, to show that they are taking action. But this awareness would also bring forth, make available the understanding that while this is that which is occurring, and it is a very complex area, as you may see through what this awareness has already said, that there is that ahead, seen by this awareness as great change to the very circumstances that exist at this moment, those circumstances of ones who are out of their league, but pressuring the governments, pressuring the people to do it their way, that this will be curtailed in the next months and years as a greater awareness arrives of what is really happening, especially when the planet Nibiru is seen clearly in the skies as it is already being seen. There are many pictures of the planet Nibiru already available. What this awareness is trying to say is that while it seems so extreme at this time, that it does not mean that ultimately those who would control the deep state, who would manipulate and bring into effect that which is the consequence of capitulation to the environmental group, especially the young ones, that this will come to be. It is seen, and this must be emphasized, a new way of living on the planet is necessary. That such things as fossil fuel eventually must be replaced for more natural energy sources, not simply the green sources of solar and wind. There is free energy. This already is a technology that is available, one of the exotic technologies that would radically change this planet at this time, and without side effect. But right now, those who are the deep state controllers and manipulators are still pushing their agenda, are still marginalizing the truth, are brainwashing the youth, weaponizing the youth. And that this is that which must be seen to be what it is, without losing hope, without losing faith, without losing that focusing on a positive outcome for the planet and for all of humanity. Do not be afraid to speak up, but understand that many will not listen. Know it within yourself. Hold it within yourself. Be part of the solution within yourself. And then you will know that you are one who is here to not only hold the truth, but when and where available, where appropriate, to speak the truth. And to trust that there is a bigger plan, even in the matter of the conditions on the planet in terms of weather. And to know that there is weather warfare that is going on. All of this is part of that bigger picture that is called weather warfare. But this too will be exposed. This too will be brought to the attentions of the many, who are so staggered at this time by the climatic conditions that are occurring on the planet at this time. And that you are still in that very intense period of time this awareness has spoken of, where it would seem that the madness of the world has erupted, and all that is rationality, all that is sensibility, all that is common sense, there is not much common sense at this time. And that all of this is part of that which needs to be gone through in order to bring down those structures, be they the political, the economic, the social, the environmental, all of this, the old structure of deceit and lies are being brought down, but it will still take some time. But that this is the most intense period of all. Bear with it, hold on, know it for what it is, and you will find that you will come through this time in fine situation, in good order. That this completes this answer. It is a complex area. This awareness has tried to touch many parts of it. But if there are other questions more specific to bits and pieces given by this awareness today, that this awareness would be available to answer further at another time.
Thank you, Awareness.